Good evening, you two. I must say you both look a little confused. Is something bothering you?
Well, sort of, Edward. Earlier this afternoon, Ben and I had arranged a long goods train which the dock barons had told us was bound for Knapford. It was foggy, so we couldn't see very much, but we thought we'd seen Gordon coming to take the trucks. But that would be impossible, because Gordon never comes down branch lines. And if he were to take trucks, he would be complaining about it. But this engine didn't say a word.
Well, that is indeed impossible, because Gordon is away on the other railway. That was Vincent.
Vincent?
Oh yes, he's Gordon's cousin. You two aren't the first to get them confused. It's quite a funny story.
Please tell us about it, Edward.
Very well. You see, it all began when the Fat Controller at the time, Sir Topham Hatt the First, had sent Henry to Crewe to be rebuilt.
Completely barbaric. It's disgraceful. Ever since the Fat Controller has allowed Henry to gallivant off to Crewe for his rebuild, we haven't stuck doing his work as well as our own.
And at the worst possible time, too. Edward is too busy on his branch line to help us. The Fat Controller won't recall Thomas from his branch line either. And what good can Percy do? There is too much work and too few engines to do it.
Oh, it's disgraceful.
It's disgusting. Oh, that's right. Henry's not here.
I'd say it's high time we take some industrial action.
That won't be necessary, Gordon. I understand we are currently going through an, engine shortage as a result of Henry's prolonged absence. However, I have reached an agreement with the London and North Eastern Railway to bring one of their new D14 mixed traffic engines to our railway to cover Henry's duties until he returns. So there will be no more talk of so-called industrial action, will there, Gordon?
No, sir, none at all.
Good morning, Edward. I would like you to meet the newest addition to our railway. This is Vincent. Nice to meet you, Vincent. Welcome to the North Western Railway.
Thank you, Edward. It's a pleasure to meet you, too.
Now then, once Vincent has undergone the necessary inspections, he shall be sent out with the goods train on a trial run. Edward, I'd like you to help Vincent settle in and feel welcome on the railway. Yes, sir. You can rely on me.
The workmen soon set to work, carrying out their inspection.
This blue livery is a nice change of pace for me. Ever since I rolled out of the workshops at Darlington, I've always been apple green.
You will find our blue is quite a common colour on the North Western Railway. At present, 3 engines sport blue, such as myself. Our number 1, Thomas, and our number 4 express engine, Gordon. Actually, he's a former LNER engine himself.
Really? What class is he?
I believe he is the prototype for your A1 Pacifics, an A0 to be precise.
Ah, he's one of those pompous skits, is he? He's all high and mighty, thinking we must worship the rails they run on.
That sounds like our Gordon, alright.
Sometime later, the men had finished their inspection and left. Edward did the same, as he had a train due out. So Vincent was left all alone, idling in the yard, waiting to take his goods.
And what do you mean by idling about, wasting a railway's time? The express has been due out for the last 5 minutes, Gordon.
But I'm not...
I don't have time for this, Gordon. I've only just started work here. I don't want to mark against my record just because you want to play some silly game. Now get that train out, or you'll be answering to the Fat Controller.
Vincent and his driver thought it would be fruitless to argue with this headstrong station master, so they went away to take the express.
I wonder where Gordon is. Being an express engine, shouldn't he be punctual?
Half an hour later, Gordon pulled furiously into the station.
Where you been, Gordon? For an engine that always prides himself on being on time, you certainly aren't today.
Oh, it wasn't my fault. The turntable jammed and I couldn't leave the yard until the workman had repaired it, and... Where are my coaches?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I must have mistaken that new engine for Gordon. I ordered him to take the express.
You gave my express to a mixed traffic engine?
I guess you'll have to take his mixed goods then.
Oh, I'll find that mixed traffic mongrel and I'll take back my express. The moment I find that engine, that must be him up ahead. So you're the little imposter who's stolen my train.
Ah, and you must be King Gordon, huh? A typical A-class, all smoke and steam. The name's Vincent, by the way, your highness.
I don't have time for your sarcasm. Vinny, was it? Anyway, I'll be taking my coaches now, if you don't mind.
Sorry, can't do that, your majesty. Changing trains will take up valuable time. And besides, you've stopped on the through line and we don't want to get in trouble for breaking railway regulations, do we?
He sure put the poppers on git in his place. But that doesn't explain why we haven't seen Vincent until today.
Oh, that's easily explained. Once Henry returned from crew, the fat controller had sent Vincent to run services on the Norby branch, so he seldom ventured down the main line. But now since Tornado has returned to his home in Darlington, the fat controller had to make more permanent arrangements, so he had to record Vincent back to the main line. I don't think poor old Gordon will be taking it very well when he finds out.
I would love to see his face when he does.
Oh, good evening, your highness. Come to mingle with us commoners, have you?
Oh,